Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aileen Clark, and here on YouTube I share all about homeschool, cooking, travel, and family life. I have 4 kiddos, 3 that I homeschool. My oldest will be going into 6th grade this year, and I thought that I would chat with you about our 6th grade curriculum choices. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is English language arts. This program that we started last year, we started in February, last school year. We started in February and have definitely not finished, so we're going to continue. And that is this. This is a theme-based writing program from IEW. It's called Fables, Myths, and Fairy Tale Writing Lessons. So we're about a third of the way through this, so he will continue this year and hopefully finish it. I'm really enjoying this curriculum. It takes away them having to come up with what to write, if that makes sense. They don't have to come up with the initial idea. It gives them information, stories to pull from that they then can use to craft their own writing. And it just makes it a little bit easier. The parent lessons that come along with this are fantastic. And I'm really excited to continue that with him. And along with that, we are also using another program from IEW, and that is Fix-It Grammar. This one, he started last year, and we've just been going really slowly through it. It says to do them, I believe it's 5 days a week, but he was maybe doing it 3 days a week because we tend to go on a field trip and then some of the time, and they go to enrichment classes on Fridays. So we're just working really slowly through this, but it's been very good teaching him parts of speech. It also includes vocabulary, and I'll show you in here. It's really quick. So here is this is it. It's just one page that you do each day. At the beginning of each week, it includes a lesson. So here's a lesson introducing a new part of speech or something along the lines of grammar. And then they work that whole week just editing a sentence, doing a vocabulary word. It's really quick and simple, very gentle, but it is teaching him grammar. He's even been correcting his sister's grammar as they speak. So I know that it's working. So we're going to continue with this. It's been really great for us. Also, for English language arts, I'm not assigning novels to him this year. I feel like I probably need a whole nother video about this, but it just wasn't working. We've assigned novels on and off since we started homeschooling when he was going into 3rd grade. And I told him that he can choose what he wants to read and he just has to read every day. And so that's what we're doing. But he does struggle with reading comprehension. So because of that, I wanted to be able to work on it in some way without forcing him to read these novels and answer these comprehension questions. So this is what I'm doing. This is my plan. I've never used it before. If you've ever used this, please let me know. It's the Reading Comprehension Fundamentals from Evan Moore. It's just workbook style, but it seems like it's going to get the job done. It's, 6th grade level, little pieces of reading that he has to read and then answer questions. I'm sure it's going to be very dry and boring, but I know that he needs to work on the comprehension. So this is my solution instead of assigning novels and sucking the fun out of reading for him. So I'll let you know how it goes, but if you've used this, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Now, since I'm not assigning novels to him this year, I do still want him exposed to great literature. And the way that we're going to do that is doing read alouds and being really selective with my read alouds that are for him, essentially, and for his sister who's going into 4th grade. So what we're going to do is Blossom and Roots, Heroes and Myth. This is their 4th grade language arts curriculum, but I think it's going to go really, really well. We're going to be also doing ancient history this year, and a lot of these books, like the Greek mythology, are going to tie in really well with our ancient history. We're going to read the books, and then they do have some questions in there. So what I'm going to do, this is my plan, and I'll let you guys know how it goes, is I'm gonna write the questions in his notebook. I got him this notebook from School Nest. If you have not checked out School Nest, definitely check them out because I love her, love all of her stuff. So my plan is to have him notebook the questions, but it's not going to be like comprehension questions. It's going to be more open-ended. I may occasionally have him share his favorite part or share his favorite character, but I'm going to make it really low pressure. I'm not going to make him write paragraphs. I'm not necessarily going to be really strict about grammar, even spelling. I want this to just be like a fun experience for him, and I'm hoping that I can make that happen. We did do a little bit of note making last year and they all enjoyed it. So fingers crossed. So if you want to see inside of this, it's just got the space at the top for a picture, which he may or may not want to add. I don't care. And then room for him to write. And we'll be using this for all of our subjects, but I am going to specifically have him notebook about the novels that I'm reading to him. Another thing that he's going to work on this year, because he specifically requested it, is cursive. Now, he has done cursive in the past, but he doesn't feel confident enough to be able to write things in cursive. He can kind of read cursive. I just want my kids to be able to read cursive and sign their name. That is my goal, but he wants to know more. And his sister, who's going into 4th grade, also wants to learn cursive. So they're going to do this together. It's the Rhythm of Handwriting Cursive. It's from Logic of English, which we've used for learning to read and really like them. So we're going to try this out and see how it goes. Moving on to math. Last year, we used an online math program called Zern. It's completely free and it was great. My kids liked it. It's broken into 4 sections. The first 2 are like warm up, spiral, practice type sections that are more fun. And then they have a main lesson that they do that's all video based. And then at the end, they have something called Tower of Power where they have to essentially prove that they understood the concepts, or it makes them go back and redo it and it breaks it down into smaller steps. It's relatively independent. I would say 80% of it they can do on their own. They do occasionally need help with Tower of Power if they're still wrapping their mind around the concepts, which is great. I'm happy to help them, but it's also nice for me as a mom of multiple children and as a homeschool mom who has to teach multiple children plus a toddler, to be able to hand that off and say, okay, go do your math. So with that, they do have student notes. This last year, I didn't require them to do them, but this year I've decided that they are gonna do them. We've been doing them over the summer, and I think it's good because they have to physically write some stuff out during most lessons. And I think writing out the problems is really good. I have one of my kiddos has dysgraphia, so it's a challenge for her to write things out, but I also want her to be practicing, if that makes sense. So what I did was just printed out all of the student notes for the whole year, and then I divided them up by unit because they're broken into different units. And then I got a new binding machine, so I bound it. So I'm hoping this is going to work for them. It really worked this year. Right now, Zern goes through 8th grade, so I'm hoping to continue and have him do it until 8th grade, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. But we have to take it year by year, but that's our plan for this year, is to do this for math. In addition to that, we're also going to be using mind benders. He's partway through this book, level 2. It's a little easy, but I think it's really good for him to just, having those out of the box thinking skills. So I can give you a little peek in here. So it just asks questions, and based on the question, it gives you a little bit of information. You have to find out the solution, and you just graph it. I can show you a completed one. So he'll just do yes, no, until he figures out the answer. It's really quick and easy. He'll do it a couple of times a week, and I think that's just a good additive for him this year. Now, the last thing that I'm gonna talk about for 6th grade homeschool curriculum is art. Everything else is gonna be family studies, and I'll share that in another video. But this year, instead of doing art as a family, now we will do some art together. We'll do art projects here and there, but I'm not good at being consistent with it. So we're gonna try something different. I get the Rainbow Resource Catalog every year, which if you don't, definitely request it because it's so good for finding things you didn't know about. It's all broken down into different teaching methodologies and learning types, and whether you want secular or neutral or religious, it's all broken down in their catalog. It's totally free. And this is where I discovered this art curriculum. So we'll see how it goes, but it was very inexpensive, so I have high hopes. So the art he's gonna do is art with a purpose. Every week, he'll do a different project. The instructions are up here. Sometimes they have an example. They're in black and white, but he'll be using color. And then he does the project using the paper provided. And it varies. It works on shading and things like that. Really, really simple art projects, just so that I know that he's getting that in and I don't have to worry about myself dropping the ball, because I have definitely dropped the ball since we've been homeschooling these past 3 years. And then with art, he's also going to continue with music. He'll continue with trumpet private lessons, and hopefully he'll also be in band. This year, the music company that provided the private lessons also had a band option that was included, and my plan is to sign him up for band again this year, with the plan that if he wants to continue with trumpet in the future, next year they have a special jazz band, but you have to be 12 and have 2 years of trumpet experience. So assuming he still likes it, that'll be the plan for next year, but this year it will be private lessons in band. And that's all for 6th grade. I would love to hear, if you're homeschooling a 6th grader, what your plans are this year, or if you've used any of this stuff. I want to know the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. So let me know below in the comments. And if you wouldn't mind, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, follow my channel, and hit that bell so you can hear about my new videos. Bye.